Please welcome Laith Ledger.
Good morning to all in the audience. Good morning, good afternoon, and possibly even good evening to all attending virtually from around the globe. Welcome to our discussion today about going global with Amazon. Today we'll be focusing on expansion for your business in the Americas, EU, and Asia. My name is Laith, and I'm truly lucky to have my partners, Melissa and Chris, here with us today as global expansion experts to discuss marketplace growth for your businesses. Our agenda today, we'll start with myself covering the opportunity to expand your business into Canada. We'll have Melissa open our eyes to the expansion opportunities in Mexico and Brazil. And finally, Chris will take us on a tour of the EU, Japan, and Australia. Questions. We will be having questions taken throughout the discussion today. Please use the app and scan the QR code. And during our Q&A, we'll be processing through those questions. While today we will only be covering a few of the global expansion opportunities for your business, I really like this slide as it highlights the growth areas across the globe with Amazon. As mentioned earlier, I'll be covering the opportunity to expand your business into the Canadian marketplace. I have been lucky to have been at Amazon for 6.5 years as the sales manager for Team Canada. During the 6.5 years, I continue to be invigorated by the opportunity size in Canada, the demands of our Canadian customer, and working with world-class sellers like yourselves. Speaking of world-class sellers, I really love this quote from Leslie Pearson, the excitable CEO of Taco vs. Burrito. This quote highlights a question that we get a lot on our team, and that is, what do I sell in Canada? Well, due to the geographic proximity of Canada to the US, as well as the population density of Canadians to the US border, about 90% of the population of Canada lives within 150 miles of the US border. Typically what sells in Canada sells well. Typically what sells in the US sells well in Canada. Let's dive deeper into the details. Another question we get from sellers is, why Canada? It's a lot smaller than the US. Well, that may be true, as Canada's population is roughly 12% of the US population, but the Canadian population trusts Amazon. Amazon is the #1 most loved brand in Canada and the second most influential brand in Canada. 85% of Canadians use Amazon.ca monthly, and Amazon.ca sees 161 million visitors a month. Let's dive deeper into the other opportunities in Canada. First and foremost, customers shop for similar products across similar categories in Canada. Fulfillment's made easy in Canada. Fulfill yourself or leverage FBA, where we will ship, process returns, and customers get to use our trusted customer service. Total sales in Canada is a popular question that sellers ask my team. This slide highlights the 4 top categories for sales in 2022 on Canada 3P Marketplace. First, we have lifestyle styles at $3.8 billion. This covers bath, bedding, and home decor. Next, we have HRV, which covers toys, tools, sports, and outdoors. Health and personal care at $1.8 billion with baby, beauty, and grocery, and then PC at $1.8 billion, again, with laptops, desktops, and monitors. Fulfillment options for Canada. Everybody in this room is going to be familiar with the best-in-class FBA that's offered on .com. That experience is, again, offered on .ca. Customers expect the Prime badge, 2-day delivery, and again, our trusted returns and customer service processes. Also, Merchant Fulfilled is available for cross-border for US to Canada for fulfillment. I do want to highlight, though, remote fulfillment with FBA. With remote fulfillment, through a unified account, you're able to fulfill a Canadian customer's order on Amazon.ca from your US fulfillment center. So with these 3 options, we provide our customers a great experience and our sellers a great entry point into the Canadian marketplace. Although I've only covered a few high-level expansion points in the opportunity size into Canada, I've just touched the tip of the iceberg on the opportunities. For those who are here at Accelerate, I have myself and many of my team members here to answer questions, not only post this meeting, but at our hub, our station in the hub downstairs, as well as in the Q&A today. And then for those not in attendance, we'll be sending email communications to make sure that your questions are answered as well. So if you thought Canada was an exciting opportunity, I'd love to invite my partner, Melissa, up here to talk about her expansion opportunities in Mexico and Brazil. Nice job.
Good morning, everyone. And I have to say a special good morning to London. Hi, Jane. That's Chris' mom. I told him I was going to say hi to his mom. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening for everyone around the globe. My name is Melissa Ventura. I've been a sales manager at Amazon for Latin America for 4 years. I was born and raised in Brazil, and I have more than 20 years of experience doing business in Latin America. I'm not that old. I started early. Now, raise your hands if you have ever done business in Latin America. Who has ever tried? Not a few of you. I see some familiar faces. Well, for those of you that have not, that's what I'm here for, and you're in the right session. I'm here to tell you why you should and how to do it the best way to fit your business model. Now, let's start with a happy seller. Furniture R, I'm sure you can guess what they sell. They were selling NARF to Mexico, and they were approached by our team to onboard an in-country FBA, and in 3 months, they saw a 100% increase in sales. They're super happy. They continue to sell in-country FBA, and I'm going to touch on those opportunities in a little bit. Now, as I told you, why invest in Latin America? Because it's huge. Brazil, right now we're servicing Brazil and Mexico, and those two countries combined have a population of 340 million people. Yeah, we are a lot. Brazil and Mexico are the first and second largest internet users in LATAM. And Mexico import is projected to grow by 95% from now until 2025. Other opportunities, Mexico, just like Canada, super close to US. You can use the same login for Canada, Mexico, Brazil, and US. All of you probably have your accounts already there. You just go under a drop-down menu. They are unified accounts. You don't need to go to any opening account process that you might have to go selling to other global stores. You can easily expand into in-country FBA. Our in-country FBA manager is somewhere here. He's going to be outside, answer your questions too. Also, you can expand easily with NARF. Most of you are probably enrolled in NARF and you might not even know. So we will be answering questions about NARF as well. And you can also use your warehouse here, your inventory here to fulfill orders as you sell by Fulfill by Merchant. So we provide you with several tools, including Build International Listings, which is with a click of a button, you can translate your ASINs into Portuguese for Brazil, not Spanish, and Spanish for Mexico. So, and then you just list everything using the Build International Listings tool on Seller Central. And more wise, if you're not convinced, I said it's big. So fashion in Brazil, as you can tell, it's 20 billion market in 2022. This is total e-commerce revenues, not only Amazon. And smartphones, electronics, beauty, those are the top categories in Latin America. And renewed is a very big category in Mexico. We're currently not allowed to sell renews from the US to Brazil, but you can in Mexico. It's huge and it's very untapped. Mexico and Brazil still are new markets, so not a lot of sellers there. So we have a huge population with very few sellers selling from the US to those countries. So great opportunity there. Fulfillment options, as I said, I'm going to tell you how to do it the best way to fit your business model. So we have 3 different channels. You can pick 1, 2, or all of them. And the first one and best in class is in-country FBA, where you ship your goods to our warehouses in Mexico. Right now, we only are supporting Mexico, soon we'll be in Brazil. And you just ship your inventory to Mexico, and you have the Prime badge, delivery 1 to 2 days, great customer experience. We provide customer support. You have low FBA fees, and you yield to higher margins. And you can also sell products that are restricted from US to Mexico. You can inbound in the warehouses, and like beauty products, a lot of them are restricted selling from US to Mexico directly, but if we inbound them in our warehouses there, you can sell them. So that's another opportunity there. The second program we have is the NARF program. As I said, most of you are probably enrolled in NARF because it's an opt-out program. If you never said, I don't want, Amazon is just gonna list your products into Mexico. Right now, we're not available in Brazil yet, coming soon. And you can, Amazon ships. It's about 6 to 9 days delivery. Again, you have a Prime badge. Amazon will collect fees on your behalf. You don't need to worry about import taxes, fees, none of that. Amazon provides customer support and also handle returns for you, just like returns is also handled for in-country FBA. The last program, the one I manage, is Fulfilled by Merchant. For now, we have available for both. You just ship what you sell. Same thing as you do it in the US. It takes about 7 to 14 days to arrive in Mexico, 20 to 38 days to arrive in Brazil, and it does sell because a lot of our products, Brazilians and Mexicans love US products. We mirror, just like Canada, we mirror the demand, and it's not available there. So it's a great opportunity for you guys to offer these products that are not, you might be the only seller selling those products. We have a lot of sellers that they're the only ones, and they have good profits. We have partnered with freight forwarders and carriers. I see some of them here today. They have booths downstairs too. And we have negotiated rates and fast deliveries to you. So all you have to do is ship to their hub in the US. So you only deal with domestic shipping. Sometimes you ship to Laredo, Texas, you can ship to Miami, LA, New York, depends on what's easier for you. And they take care of your shipment, they clear customs, they charge you for freight and import taxes. They also handle returns. They will provide a domestic address that you can provide to your customers. You can charge for returns, just like you can in the US if you state in your policies. And then they will, you provide this address, they will ship it domestically to an address in Brazil and Mexico, and then the freight forwarder bring it back to you. It's that easy. We did a lot of the homework for you. I hope you're excited, as I am, to sell in Latin America. Thank you so much. Hi, Jane. And here is Chris Rowley to talk about more global opportunities.
So who here has ever dreamed of expanding their business across the Pacific or the Atlantic Ocean? Great, that's good to see a lot of hands. So I'm here to tell you just how to do that and the different opportunities that exist for you. So I'm Chris Rowley. As you can tell from the accent, started with Amazon in the UK, helping European sellers expand across Europe, and now here in America, helping US sellers expand globally. So, if you haven't noticed by now, we love happy sellers. So you're going to see a lot of this over the next couple of days. This seller in particular is Vital Proteins, health and wellness brand selling collagen powders, launched in the US in 2013, launched into Europe in 2019, and as you can see from the quote, had an amazing first year, has been growing in Europe ever since. So what I want to do today is discuss the opportunity of Europe with you, so hopefully one day you can be a happy seller that we have a comment on in one of our presentations. The first thing I always get asked when discussing the UK or Europe is why should we go there? What's the opportunity size? Every time, without fail. So what I want to do first is take you through the size of the UK and the size of the Europe opportunity. The reason we've split them up is because post-Brexit, there's a trade border between those two regions, so you now have to treat them separately. But I want to showcase here there's still an opportunity in both of those. So let's look at the UK first. In terms of retail e-commerce, it's continued to grow. So nearly 200 billion in 2022, and is growing at 43% by 2025 to a massive 285 billion. So these are huge numbers. But UK is just the tip of the iceberg. When we look at the European Union in total, we're looking at 2025 retail e-commerce revenue of 1.2 trillion. So this is a huge market that you can take advantage of. And you can take advantage of them with Amazon. So let's zoom in on the UK, just to give you an idea of the work that we've done in these markets that help you sell in those. So first off, 56 billion. That's how much Amazon has invested in the UK store since 2010. We've invested in over 100 logistics sites, huge operating expenditures such as jobs and local teams, all there to support you. Over 950 million products sold on Amazon every year. That's 1,750 a minute. And then the last one is, why do customers choose Amazon, UK customers? 59% said they choose it because it's cheaper, 40% because it's delivered quicker, and then 36% said it's easier to buy off Amazon than any other website. So that's the investment paying off for the customer. But what about you as sellers? So we have a whole host of different resources, tools, and programs to help you. And this covers a whole range of topics, from VAT services on Amazon, helping you get tax registered and file your tax in UK and European countries, to new logistics networks, getting you cheaper air freight from the US to the UK, as well as China to Europe. But I want to zoom in a little bit on my favorite of our programs in Europe, which is Pan-EU, or Pan-European FBA. So I love this program because it's, for me, maybe I'm a bit sad, super exciting. The way this works is you ship to one EU location, let's say Germany. Your shipment arrives in Germany. Amazon then break up that shipment and distribute it to fulfillment centers across all of Europe. So what this means for you is you get next day delivery to all your European customers, you get lower fees, and I guess more importantly, you get higher sales. Sellers that go from selling cross-border in Europe to selling via Pan-European FBA, so locally fulfilled, see an increase of 30% on those sales. So it's an amazing tool, great for customers, great for sellers. And if you do launch in Europe, you'll have a whole host of these helping you support your growth. So, moving on, we have got a lot of countries to cover now. I'm going to talk a little bit about how we can expand you even further across the globe. As you saw in the earlier slides, we have stores in multiple countries, but I want to zoom in on Japan and Australia specifically, just because they're very exciting and great showcases of an established marketplace and a new marketplace. Again, a very happy seller. So this is Kindly. CEO Lisa is a solo seller, so sells the product on her own. And I love this quote because it showcases how easy it is to sell in somewhere as far away as Australia. Because of FBA, Lisa never has to touch her products. It goes there. We cover the customer support. We fulfill the product. She just gets to focus on building new products, building her brand, and then growing sales. So, although that was about Australia, I'm going to go back to Japan first. So, Japan, 62 million monthly unique visitors. So again, a massive marketplace for us. It's the third largest Amazon store. So it goes US, UK, Japan. And although Japan's not a large country in size, it's the third largest economy in the world as well. So we can expect great things from here. And as you can see, 193 billion in e-commerce sales annually. So, one of the things we look at when looking at new markets is online shopping penetration, so how much of that population is online shopping. As we can see here, 72%, so most of the population is there to be your potential customers. In addition, we see its the e-commerce growth rate growing at 6.2%. So that's higher than the US growth rate. So again, painting the great picture of you get to that country, you'll grow with the customer base, and in some cases can grow faster than the US. And something we always like to reiterate is you don't need to speak Japanese. There's a whole host of tools, especially FBA, that covers customer support, and we can cover translations, so you can take your product and sell it in that market without having to have all of that local knowledge. So, whilst you can benefit from the uniformity of Amazon, things like product detail pages are the same in every country, making it easy for you to transition it across. FBA is the same process in each country, allowing you to just take advantage of that tool. There is also unique benefits to each country. So I think that's one of the most exciting things that often gets overlooked. Japan is a great showcase of this because they have this unique combination of deal events. So they have the standard holidays that we have over here in the US, Halloween, New Year's Day, all of these. But in addition, we have a lot of Japan-specific deal event days. Things such as White Day, which is a very simple premise. You buy one of your loved ones a white product. So make sure you have a white variation when launching in Japan. But this is great because, as you know, our customers love deals. We love deals. We hope that you all love doing deals for your customers. And this just gives you a huge amount of opportunity to get that visibility, get in front of the customer, and really accelerate your sales at the beginning of your journey in Japan. So, moving on to Australia. So this is one of our newer marketplaces. We've been in Japan for over 21 years now, I believe. Australia, I think we're in maybe our 5th year, maybe our 4th. But we're seeing great signs of success already. So we saw 52% year-on-year growth across the whole Australian store. One of the other things we look at is GDP per capita. So that's 63.7K in Australia, and over here in the US it's 65. So in terms of your customer base, you're looking at similar spending power. And of course, it's an English-speaking country. So even easier for you to get your product straight there. Don't need to use the translation tools. Just take your A+ content, your product detail page, and start selling. Why Australia as the market we opened up quite recently, and why you should also go there? Main reason is they love US goods. US is the 3rd largest trading partner with Australia. Last year, they imported $44 billion of US products. That's not all for Amazon, sadly, but we're hoping to get a big piece of that as time goes on. And right now, because we're still ramping up the marketplace, there's a lot of great benefits. So right now, we have lower seller fees. The FBA fees have also been incentivized to be super competitive. When you launch, you get a sponsored product credit, and there's no fees on deals right now. So one of the things we're trying to do here is just help sellers grow into that new marketplace. Although we're seeing great growth, we know it's new. It's not going to be on the scale that you're used to in the US. So that's why we have these benefits to get you there, get you ramped up, and get you selling. Sorry, my clicker seems to have stopped. There we are. Well, thank you very much for listening to us all today.